For centuries, power belonged to those who controlled land. Then it shifted to those who controlled armies. Later, to those who mastered nuclear weapons. And in the last few decades, to those who ruled silicon chips and data. But today, humanity stands at the edge of another transformation. A technology so powerful, so invisible, that most people don't even realize it exists. A technology that can break every lock protecting your bank account, your government secrets, and even nuclear launch codes. A technology that can turn supercomputers into toys. This is not science fiction. This is not the future. This is quantum computing. And the countries racing to control it are not doing so for innovation. They are doing so for global dominance. Welcome to the quantum race, the silent war that will decide the next superpower of the world. To understand why quantum computing is so dangerous, we first need to understand how different it is from normal computers. Every device you use today, your phone, laptop, even the world's fastest supercomputer, work on something called a bit. A bit is simple. It can be either 0 or 1. Everything you do online, messages, videos, banking, satellites, is built on billions of these tiny zeros and 1. Quantum computers don't follow this rule. They use something called a qubit. A qubit can be 0 and 1 at the same time. This sounds impossible, but at the quantum level, nature itself does not follow a common sense. Because of this, a quantum computer does not solve problems step by step, it explores millions of possibilities simultaneously. Imagine one person trying every key on a lock one by one. That is a classical computer. Now, imagine a machine that tries every possible key at once. That is quantum computing. This is why tasks that would take today's supercomputers millions of years, a powerful quantum computer could finish in minutes of seconds. And this single difference changes everything. Once governments realized what quantum computers could do, the race began. Quietly, secretly, aggressively. Only a handful of powers are truly competing. The United States saw quantum computing as the next Silicon Valley revolution. Companies like Google, IBM, and Microsoft began building experimental quantum machines. The US government, through agencies like DRPA and the NSA, poured billions into research. America's strength was clear: private innovation backed by massive funding. Then there was China. China didn't see quantum computing as a business opportunity. China saw it as a strategic weapon. In 2016, China shocked the world by launching the first ever quantum satellite capable of unhackable communication. Chinese scientists demonstrated quantum secret network between cities. Beijing announced long-term national plans focused on one goal: information dominance. Europe took a different path. The European Union focused on deep theoretical research. Its scientists became leaders in quantum physics, photonic chips, and academic breakthroughs. But Europe struggled to convert knowledge into power. Three approaches, three philosophies, one destination: global supremacy. Right now, the digital world runs on trust. When you open WhatsApp, log into your bank account, send a government email, everything is protected by encryption. Encryption is the reason your money is not stolen instantly. It's the reason spies can't read every message. It's the reason nations still have secrets. But quantum computing threatens to destroy this system completely. A efficient, powerful quantum computer can break the most widely used encryption methods: RSA, elliptic curve, public key cryptography. These are the foundations of global security. These are the foundations of global cybersecurity. What would take today's computers millions of years to crack, a quantum computer could crack almost instantly. This is something terrifying. And country that achieves quantum supremacy fast can read the world's secrets. Military plans, diplomatic cables, financial systems, past encrypted data. This is why intelligence agencies are already storing encrypted information today, hoping to decrypt it tomorrow. This strategy is called harvest now, decrypt later. The quantum future is already being prepared for. For spy agencies, quantum computing is not innovation, it is domination. With quantum power, intelligence agencies could decrypt rival communications in real time. They could intercept military signals, they could disrupt financial systems, they could manipulate markets and elections. Imagine hacking global payment system, military satellites, defense networks, not in months, in seconds. This is why quantum computing is being compared to nuclear weapons. Not because it kills instantly, but because it reshapes power forever. The country, the country that masters quantum intelligence does not need to fire a bullet. It wins before the war begins. Encryption is only the beginning. Quantum computing can redesign warfare itself. In military operations, quantum systems can simulate entire battlefields in real time. They can optimize missile path, logistics, and troop movements. Quantum radar could detect stealth aircraft invisible by today's systems. In artificial intelligence, quantum computing could accelerate learning by thousands of times. Drug discovery, material science, climate modeling, all supercharged. And in finance, quantum power could model entire global economies, predict crashes, optimize trades, even threaten blockchain security. A nation with quantum dominance would not just be rich, it would be unstoppable. India entered the race late, but not unprepared. With the launch of the National Quantum Mission, India committed thousands of crores to quantum research. ISRO began quantum communication experiments. DRDO explored quantum key distribution. IITs and research institutes started building indigenous capabilities. India's global India's goal is not in immediate dominance, it is independence. Because in the quantum era, dependency is vulnerability. So who wins? The United States has technology and talent, China has focus and scale, Europe has knowledge, India has potential. But computing is not a sprint. It is a long, silent war. And history tells us one thing clearly. The country that controls the most powerful technology controls the world. If the 20th century belonged to oil and nuclear weapons, the 21st century will belong to quantum supremacy. The race has already begun, and the world will never be the same again.